Hi, welcome back to my channel. I have to fix the lighting in this room. It's too dark because the sun went down. Well, it didn't go down. It's cloudy. Or is it better? Back there. Oh yeah, wait, is it? Oh yeah, it's better. Okay. This is not working out. I do a monthly wrap up every month, and I hate the monthly wrap up every month. I think they're so boring to me, like, to edit. I hate monthly wrap ups. I don't know why. And I like talking to you guys about like the books I read. I love reading vlogs way more than monthly wrap ups. So I'm trying to like incorporate like things that would make it more fun and less like I'm sitting down telling you about a book. I incorporated coffee time. It's alright. It's like literally 20 seconds most of the time, and it's just me making a drink, and then I drink the drink the rest of the video, and I still sit down and talk about the books. The coffee's brewing. That's a lot. Shoot. This is just the same. I like the Chobani sweet creamer the best, and then the yellow Chobani oat milk. It's not actually yellow. It's in the yellow packaging. We have this other Chobani creamer. It's the white chocolate mocha one. Not the best. I'm gonna make a foam for it. Okay. Taste test. It's good. I decided to go ALDC style. Oh, maybe I should. Oh, I don't know how the audio is. If it's really bad, I'll voice memo it. Okay. Back to what I was saying. I decided to do ALDC pyramid style. So I ranked the books that I read, and I'm still gonna give you the star ratings on them. I don't think I'm gonna do it in the order that I read them, because this is not in the order I read the books. So I think it's more fun to see like what books I did enjoy this month, and then what books I like honestly decided to like they're okay. Yeah, there was only a couple that I was like, I still recommend these books, like if you want to read them, if they sound interesting to you. I'm not gonna like shame you and be like, I hated that book because so you should hate that book too. It's not like that. Okay, let me see how many books I read. I read 12 books this month, 1 DNF, so that's basically 13. I'm just gonna talk to you about the DNF in case you ever want to read the book, and I'm gonna tell you why I DNF'd it. First book, we're going this way. Also, disclaimer, I'm balling on a budget. I printed these out, and like my apartment complex has like a free use printer, but black and white is free, but then colored ink is like 59 cents each. So I did not want to spend $8 just to print out this stupid pyramid for one specific video that no one's gonna watch. So I'm sorry. I am going to put like the PNG like cover of the book in case you do really want to know it, and I'll talk about the book. Yeah, just balling on a budget because I did not want to spend $8 just to make a stupid little book pyramid. At the bottom of the pyramid, we have Fear the Flame by Olivia Rose Darling. Yep, DNF'd it. This is the DNF. I DNF'd this at 33%. The world building wasn't there. I was so confused in what time period we're in. Like, we're in, like, the trenches of the kingdom. Like, the kingdom's poor. We don't have running water. All of a sudden, she has, like, leggings, makeup, smut books. I'm like, I'm very confused on what the time period is, and I was just, like, not immersed into it. Also, did not really care about the plot so far, and I really only went into this because I wanted to read about a heist. And the heist takes place in this 600-page, maybe plus book at like this at the 95% mark apparently. Because that's what I saw on a Goodreads review, and I said no, that's too much for me. So I DNF'd it at 33%. But if you do want to read this, it's about Elowen, I think. And she's our main girl. Her parents tried to kill her. So then someone helped her smuggle out of her parents' kingdom. Someone smuggled her out of her parents' kingdom. She started up her new kingdom, and then a rival kingdom to her parents' kingdom wants to destroy her parents' kingdom. And so she's like, oh, I hate my parents too. I'm all in this. So yeah, that's what's happening. All of a sudden, like, Elowen has, like, dragons, and, like, that's never really explored, so I'm just like, where are we going with this? So, DNF, 0 stars, whatever you want to say it. Next on the pyramid, we have The Deal by L. Kennedy. Yeah, The Deal by L. Kennedy. What can I say? This man, the man in here, don't even know his name. I think it's Garrett. I read this like a week ago. Garrett hates One Direction. And ever since he said, I hate One Direction, I've been in my One Direction phase again. I have been listening to exclusively One Direction the past 2 days. So take that, Garrett. Basically, Garrett, this is a hockey romance, blah, blah, blah. What's her name? Hannah, she, like, they're in this, like, ethics class, and then a bunch of people bombed the midterm, and then he sees that Hannah passed the midterm with, like, an A or something like that, and so he's like, you have to tutor me. Or else he's gonna get kicked off the hockey team, but, like, there's really no repercussions. She's just like, oh, I have to get a C-, blah, 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 blah. What else do I have to say? He's on the hockey team. He basically stalks Hannah and he's like, you have to tutor me. She's like, no, please don't. And then she's like, she's basically in love and, like, stalking another guy, like, on the football team. And so he's like, I can help you, blah, 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 blah. And that's where the story goes. They fall in love, blah, 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 you know. But I just could not get over the One Direction, like, slander and hatred. It's, like, mentioned, like, 3 times in the book, and that was 3 times too many for me. Also, Garrett was low-key misogynistic sometimes. He was just like, so was Hannah. Like, they were both had misogynistic tendencies, and they would just play it off, be like, oh, I can't believe I called that girl a slut. Like, what? Like, okay. Like, please leave us alone. I'm giving this a 2.5. There were some cute moments. I just could not take the One Direction slander. I like hockey romances. Like, don't get me wrong. I like romances. I do. It's a genre I like. Could not deal with Garrett. And I don't really want to finish the rest of the story, like, the off-campus series. But I do want to know what happens to one character, because in there she's, like, having a lovely relationship. And so I want to know how, like, she ends up with one of Garrett's friends. I'm like, how did that happen? Next on the pyramid, we have God Killer by Hannah Kaner. I'm so sorry, Ozzy. I tried. I really did. I did not think it was, like, mind-blowing. To me, it was literally the most basic of basic plots. It was just like, oh yeah, gods, they have to have altars, and so they gain more powerful, and people, like, worship the gods. And then basically there's a king, and he hates the gods, right? So he's trying to kill all the gods. And then our main character, I don't even know her name, I don't have the main character, but our main character, she's a god killer. And then there's this little girl, Ina, I think her name's Ina. I think she was my favorite fucking character. I did not care about anybody if it was not Ina. So she has, like, this god attached to her, like the god of, like, white lies or something attached to her. They want to get unattached, basically. So they go to the god killer. They, like, run into the god killer, and then she's like, oh, like, we have to go on a quest, blah, blah, blah. The king, he has, like, a bestie, and he, like, runs into them, like, on their expedition. They're on this expedition, like, a pilgrimage, like, type of thing. Like, worshiping the gods is, like, very, like, low-key, and, like, you don't want to be seen worshiping the gods. And so they're going on this pilgrimage with a bunch of other people that love gods, but our main character is a god killer, so she's like, what the hell? This pacing was so slow. This book, 300 pages, probably 320 max. Why did I feel like I was literally reading 10 pages and then I had to go on my phone? Like, I just did not care. The pacing was so slow. And yeah, I just don't think I like God-centered books. This is how I felt with The Girl That Fell Beneath the Sea. I just don't care about, like, I just don't really care, and it's just not interesting to me. I really only care about, like, Greek gods, so, like, Circe. I can read, like, Madeline Miller, but I just don't think I can read about, like, gods. Like, it just doesn't appeal to me. Oh, also, there was just, like, this stupid romance subplot, like, that felt, like, so unnecessary. I was like, and I'm all for romance. You can't see, but I'm all for romance. I'm, like, the romance girl. Like, it's unhealthy, but it just felt really unnecessary, and it just like didn't like mesh with the characters as well. And I was just like, okay, we just added some romance for the sake of adding romance. But yeah, 2.75. I would recommend it if you want it. But next on the pyramid, we have Mistakes We Never Made by Hannah Brown. I got this is an arc off of NetGalley. It was alright. I gave this one a 3. We're in 3 territory, and I just had to rank the 3s based off of which one I liked the best. This one was the lowest 3. Mistakes We Never Made. It's a fun little romance, and so basically our character Emma, she's like this girl. She's like, I have to make my friends like lives the best, and she's like basically like the friend that like she's like the one's like, oh, are you sure you're gonna do that? So that's Emma, and so her friend is getting married, and all of a sudden her friend is a runaway bride. So she's like, oh my god, I gotta find you. And so she had this thing with this guy named Finn. All I think of is Finn from Glee. I was just picturing Corey, like the actor. So that was it. I don't even know what he like looks like. I just pictured Finn from Glee the whole time. They have like this like history of like in high school, like they've known each other for so long, and they have this history of like almost being together, like almost being like a thing, and then like stuff just happens, and then so it's just basically miscommunication. And I low-key love miscommunication. I should do like a trope ranking, because I'm low-key the most toxic person when it comes to tropes. I love enemies to lovers. I love miscommunication. I dabble in the cheating trope. Yeah. Back to this. So Hannah and Finn, they're not getting along right now. They both go on this road trip trying to find the runaway bride. There was like this like they kind of connected in like one part, but like the one part felt like so stupid and like kind of like we're just adding filler to the plot. And I know it's like for Emma's character to develop, but it felt unnecessary, and it felt just like very awkward. I was just like, why are we here? And I know that Finn felt the same. Also did not like Finn. I didn't care about Finn. I liked Emma. This is the thing. I only really like the girl characters. Finn, he just did like something to Emma, and I was just like, okay, like that's why you guys aren't talking. And I honestly think that's valid. I'm like, Emma, please pick yourself up. Leave this man. He's not that cool. Next is another arc from NetGalley. I got Swift River by S.E. Chambers. So, what can I say about this book? It is more like a fiction, like literary fiction type of book. We follow Diamond, and Diamond is this, she's like, I think she's like 16, 17. She is the only black person in her town. Her dad he went missing. Diamond's dad went missing, and it's a couple years later, and they're trying to file that he's like dead, like so they can get life insurance. In the present timeline, she's just like, she's trying to go to driver's ed. She's trying to get her driver's license, blah, 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 blah. She wants to leave this town. This town, very mean to her and her mom. And it's just, like, so, like, heartbreaking to read about. But, like, and then it follows, like, Diamond's dad. Like, she's, like, her mom and Diamond are very isolated. Like, what's this, like, history of this town? Because, like, all the, like, people of color in this town have fled this town. They have fled Swift River. And so it follows that, and Diamond gets a letter from her, like, her aunt. It follows, like, the history of, like, the women in this town in Swift River, and, like, just, like, it just follows history, basically. I gave this one 3 stars. I really liked it. I think, like, some parts were just, like, a little, like, they felt a little slow to me, and overall, I still liked it, and I would recommend it, and I think it's very important to read. Next on the pyramid, we have These Violet Delights by Chloe Gong. Hey, finally read it. It was never on my TBR, but I've seen it everywhere on Book Talk, and I was just like, okay. I'm like, is it for me? I don't know. Gave this one 3 stars. I don't think, this is, like, marketed as, like, fantasy, and it, like, kind of is fantasy, but it's not, like, fantasy like I'm thinking of fantasy. It's more, like, historical fiction with, like, a sprinkle of magic and, like, craziness. We follow 2 gangs, the Scarlet Gang and the White Flower Gang in Shanghai, China. And basically, the gangs don't get along, duh. And so Juliet is part of the Scarlets, Roma is part of the White Flower. What is this? Romeo and Juliet. Hey guys, I liked Roma better than I liked Juliet. First for everything. I just honestly think the way that he was written, he just cared about people more than Juliet. And, like, Juliet was, like, don't get me wrong, I love a badass character. But she just felt like, I was just like, you're just like talking to these people and I'm not feeling a connection. And we were in her point of view for the whole book, basically. There was like sprinkles of Roma. I liked the side characters. But when it came to their like point of views that like lasted five pages, I felt that were so unnecessary. I was like, I don't care about the side characters enough to get a point of view for 5 pages and then go back to Juliet. Like, just tell me, like, just be in Juliet's point of view or Roma's point of view and then tell me what they said. Tell me what they found out. In this city, there's a madness plaguing the city. It's like killing a bunch of gang members and non-gang members. And so they're just trying to figure out like who's doing this. Is it the communists or is it the rival gang? Like a bunch of people are dying. And so everyone's like, ooh, what the hell is this? The actual gang people, like the gang leaders, they're not like that like, ooh, this is serious. So Roma and Juliet and like their friends, they're like, oh, we need to figure out this. We need to figure out like what is causing this. So that's what we follow. And honestly, the badness in like the thing, disgusting. Like, it's actually like gross. It like makes my skin crawl. So Chloe Gong did a good job. Props to Chloe Gong. This is a duology, and then there's Foul Lady Fortune, which is another character in this book. I found out who that was about, and I'm not excited for it. Like, I did not like that character that much, and so I was just like, oh, that's who we're following. But I think I could, like, I see myself reading and finishing off these Violent Delights, like, duology. Next on the pyramid, we have, you can't see it, but Picking Daisies on Sunday by Liana Kinati. I'm so sorry, but this one, a little romance book. I told you, I'm a romance reader. This one was low-key really cute, but I felt no personality between both characters. Levi and Danny, they were best friends in high school, and then now they're in college, now they're in college. They run into each other again, and then they fake date. They fake date because Levi is like, oh, he saw his ex-girlfriend basically, and he's like, oh my god, I need to show my ex-girlfriend because her mom is gonna hire me that I'm serious and I'm in a serious relationship, and so I really do want this job. Don't know how that correlates. That's just Levi's thinking, I guess. And so Danny's just like hopelessly in love with him. Like, she thinks it's unrequited love. So she's like, okay, I guess I'll do it. Danny, Levi, fake date, blah blah blah. They get closer. They're like, why did we stop talking in high school? And Danny's like, because I fucking told you that I loved you and you didn't say nothing back. You just like kissed another girl at prom. Both of these characters had no personality. Danny was just like, oh, she like, okay, her personality was that she was really insecure. And so like, I do like, I relate, but like, girl, that's it. Levi, nothing to him, all other than that fact he was like the book boyfriend. Like, he's the book boyfriend. Like, he is the blueprint. I don't know why, like, this is the year I'm being harsh. I like the story. I'm giving, like, I don't know why I'm being so harsh. And there was aspects of the story that were really good. Like the title, when you read it, it gets like, it comes up. And so it adds to Levi being the book boyfriend. And so like, he gets a point for that. No, in the book, there was like a sprinkle of Levi point of view at the very end, like the epilogue probably. And so I felt like if you wanted me to like Levi a little bit more and not just think he was another white boy, then give him his POV. Like, give him his POV. Give him a POV. Because I felt like nothing. And I was just like listening to Danny talk about how much she loved Levi and how like, oh my god, I can't believe this happened at prom. And it just kept on going back to prom night. And like just them in high school. And I just didn't care. Give me them now. Oh, it's also set in New York. And so I love that. Point for the book. Next, I have Bride by Ellie Hazelwood. Okay. This one, we're out of 3 territory. This is a 3.5. You guys know about Bride. Werewolf, vampire, Omegaverse. People were like not ready for the Omegaverse, and I'm like, how did you not guess that there would be that in the book? No, Misery and Lo. Lo is the alpha werewolf, and Misery is the vampire daughter of a high councilman on the vampire side. It follows their arranged like marriage of convenience, but there's also like this mystery subplot where like Misery's trying to find her friend. If you want a more in-depth analysis of these books, they're probably in a reading vlog somewhere. I think Fear the Flames was in something. The Deal, I have a couple that the Deal and these Violent Delights are coming out next week. Same with another book. And then Picking Daisies on Sunday, that was just a me thing. God Killer, me thing. Mistakes We Never Made, in one of my reading vlogs. I think my mood reading vlog. Swift River, a me thing. Bride. This is actually my last video with Magnolia Parks, Into the Dark. Ooh, where am I gonna put that? Where do you think that's on the pyramid? Next is Four Squares by Bobby Finger. This is also a NetGalley arc. I'm so sorry. I'm in my NetGalley arc era. I'm kind of trying to space them out, but this is the first month I got like arcs, and that's like I was just like I requested so many, and then I have to like give the feedback. I have to actually read the books. I have another one, and I'm very excited for that one. An amazing book. I gave this one 4 stars. I really like this one. This one's set in New York again. I love New York. This is set in New York. This is like set in the 80s, I think 80s, 90s. And so we follow, and present day, so like 2023. Okay, we follow Artie in his life in the 80s and like present day. And so we follow his like love life and his journey and like everything, especially being a gay man in New York in the 80s, where AIDS was like a really big thing, and like it's a very prevalent theme in the book. And so was loss and grief and like just like learning to like become yourself again, and like learning to like overcome those obstacles. Very good book. I love this book so much. Bobby Finger, 4 stars. Read it when it comes out. I think it comes out in June. Oh, get ready. We're in the really good book territory. These were all right. Like I recommend them, except for this. Next we have Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. Before I Let Go, Kennedy Ryan. Very good. Loved it so much. It has a blurb by Colleen Hoover. Never read a Colleen Hoover book. Terrified of them. Don't want to read them. But it says raw, real, and magnificent. And yeah, it is. Again, I loved Yasmin. Did not care about Josiah that much. It's a thing. So this follows a marriage that it ended in divorce. And so they're just like navigating co-parenting their children, and like Yasmin's like trying to like overcome all these like obstacles like mental health wise, and so she's seeing a therapist. Yeah, therapy is a big thing in this book, and I really love it. Here's Before I Let Go. It's just way better than that stupid printout picture that I got. Okay, this is second chance romance, but in the second chance way that it happens at like probably happens like 100 pages left in the book. I gave this one a 4.5. So there were some aspects that I wish that were more explored, like Yasmin's relationship with her daughter specifically. That was a big thing in the book, and I just felt like so bad for Yasmin every time that happened, and I was just like, please. I'm very happy with the way it ended. I loved it. Really recommend it. 4.5 stars. Next on the pyramid is Normal People by Sally Rooney. Yeah! I have the sardine one. I think this is a UK version on the wall, but I have the blue and green one right here. Loved Normal People. I watched the Hulu series, and I low-key forgot a lot of it. But we just follow Marianne and Connell, and they're from Ireland. They're like in the same like high school, like secondary school together, and then they go off to university, and they have this like kind of fling in high school. And so they also have a fling in like college, and it just follows their stories and like how like when they stop communicating, when they always communicate. It's just very good, and like it's so heartbreaking because they both deal with things themselves and that they don't speak out, and you just you relate to these characters on such a deeper level. I tabbed this book, underlined a bunch, I annotated a lot. It's just a very good book. In the next reading vlog, I finished this book crying. I turned the page, 0 pages. It said acknowledgements, and I said, no effing way, because I forgot how this ended on the TV show. Honestly, Daisy Edgar Jones, I think that's her name. Maybe I'm thinking Daisy Jones in the 6th. She did a phenomenal job as Marianne. So did Paul Mescal. Have you guys seen that thing where Paul Mescal just like leaves girls at like the park and starts running away from them? That's literally the funniest effing thing I've ever seen in my life. I literally died laughing at that. So funny. So like if Paul Mescal wasn't like actual Connell in Normal People, would have thought I would have pictured Niall Horan for the whole time, basically. Get ready. I just read this book. I love this book. Next on the pyramid, we have The Wishing Game by Meg Schaffer. Schaffer? The Wishing Game. Read this book on Kindle, had to immediately buy it because I loved it so. 5-star material, 5-star. And so you're like, oh, if this one's 5-star, why is it not up there? And you'll see why. So this one, 5 stars. It's very short. I think it's less than 300 pages. It's literally like watching Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, The Mysterious Benedict Society, reading that, and like, it's so good. It's so good. We follow this girl named Lucy, and she's the teacher's aide. There's this one little boy that that she's had, and so she's like really connected to this one little boy. He's in foster care. He's not getting the love he deserves, and so Lucy's like, I would give him the love he deserves. Like, I would be his mom. And so it's that, and like, she knows how it feels to be unloved, and so that really dives into like her character later on in the book. She really wants to adopt this little boy, Christopher. He's the cutest little boy I've ever seen in my life. Like, I was reading like 10 pages, almost teared up. Like, I almost cried because I love Christopher and Lucy so much. All of a sudden, her favorite author, like these like Magic Treehouse like esque books, he hasn't been writing in like 6 years. And so there's like 40 of these like clock tower books. And so Lucy and Christopher, they really connect with these books. It's a very big bond between them. And when Lucy was reading the clock tower books when she was younger, she really idolized the author, Jack. But Jack, the author, he's back. He's like, I wrote this book and there's one copy ever in existence. I'm going to invite people, they know who they are, to compete in these challenges to win the book. So Lucy's like, oh my God, if I get that, and I'm not going to be broke anymore, and I can foster and adopt Christopher. And so that's basically why Lucy's going into the story. And then we just follow like her relationship with Jack, the author. He's like 80 years old probably. That's how I was picturing it. I was thinking of like a really old man. But yeah, like her like relationship with these books. And these books are so they're children's like literature books, like Magic Treehouse books, and like reading about the story, it like felt like such a kid book. It literally felt like The Mysterious Benedict Society. I don't know if anybody else has read that, but I loved that book in middle school. Yeah, I love the book. So good. It felt like so kid-like, and I think the pacing was amazing. For 300 pages, I felt like I could read about these characters for so much longer. Love the book. It's just so good. And there was a subplot of romance in here. It was so good. Subplot of romance. And I like the riddles, the new characters, the side characters, the familial relationships. So good. Like, I just love this book. I don't know how to say it. It's just so good. And actually, I have the new arc. I have an arc for her next book. And so I read this book and I was just like kind of polishing up on my see if I would enjoy this author. I'm so excited for the next book. I think it's I'm going to read that next month. So it's going to be in the next month wrap up. And I love The Wishing Game so much. So I'm very excited to get into that arc. Thank you, NetGalley, for accepting me. Top of the pyramid. What do we have? Does anybody know? Magnolia Parks Into the Dark. Woo! I have 3 copies of this book. I have the one my roommate gave me, and this is the one I read, the one I annotated. Next, I have my Orion cover with the OG Jessica covers. This is from England. You can only buy this, if you're in the US, you can only get these from the UK. I got mine off Blackwell's. You can also get it off Amazon UK. I would recommend Blackwell's because I had a very good experience with Blackwell's. And honestly, if you get it from Amazon UK, there is an egregious shipping cost. I think that's $10 to get to the US. So get it from Blackwell's. It's free shipping. Okay, I'm trying to help y'all. Next, I have a signed edition of Into the Dark. Guys, I have a signed edition. I have just his handwriting. All the way from Barnes & Noble Americana in Glendale. Thing on their Instagram, and they were like, ooh, we have extra copies. Anybody want one? And then you send in your information. There's only a couple of them, and so I was on the waiting list, and then someone backed out. I got it. Honestly, I think this is the fastest I've ever done a wrap-up. That's very good for me. I don't have to edit as much footage. 5 stars. No notes. I love this book. I get chills thinking about it. BJ Magnolia's story, so good. It's so character driven. We're dealing with so much. And this is the final BJ Magnolia book. I don't know what, I can't say anything without spoiling it, but this series holds such a place in my heart. I love this series so much. I love all these books, and I think it's just so good. It's basically Gossip Girl in London. It's very toxic in the first book specifically. And it's just this one is just so wholesome to me. You want to watch my full in-depth thoughts, watch my reading vlog, What are you doing here? Watch the rating vlog. I just love BJ Magnolia. I think this wrapped it up so well. No effing note. Okay, that's it. That's the wrap up. Please let me know if you liked the pyramid or not. I'm so sorry if you don't. I think it's so fun. Maybe I'll do this next month. Maybe I won't do it next month. I normally, in my normal wrap-ups, I sit down, I talk to you about the books I read in the order that I read them and my ratings. And I think this is just more fun. I get to rank the books and what I like. And I feel like I'm not like shouting at you the plot as much and just mostly my thoughts. And so maybe if you like that, maybe if you don't like that, just tell me down below if you like the old ones, even though I harped on how much I hate making them and they were just so like boring to me to like watch and like go through. Tell me what you want to do. Tell me what you want me to do and I'll do it. I don't care. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys love my little concept, my ALDC universe in the book form. I got this. Okay. Definitely people have done this before, but I think this is fun. I got this. I kind of like got the wall idea and like the commentary aspect from a lot of like the commentary film people that I watch. So Mike's Mike, a lot of commentary channels like Curtis Connor, another film one, Trend Lovel, Dylan's in Trouble, and then a book one that I know a lot, like people love, Carrie Can Read. She does the plot summaries that are so fun. I think they're so cool. If you do like this, I can do more with my monthly wrap-ups. I also have a very fun video planned that I'm super excited about. It's like combining book and film together. I'm so excited for that. Hopefully it turns out right. If it doesn't, I'm gonna die. And if you do like this, maybe I'll ball on the budget and will spend $8 to have color printed pictures. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.